So Hikaru plays b3, then we get e5 and bishop b2, fiend-coding this white bishop and attacking the e5 pawn. And this bishop is some kind of like the dragon Sicilian, the dragon bishop, and it has a really nice diagonal where you can launch a very successful attack. Now we get knight c6, which is developing the knight and protecting this pawn. So defending this pawn, also the d4 square. c4, it's a very common opening theory. And then we get g6, it's also a theory, so for sure black's plan now is to fiend-counter the bishop back. So it's gonna be a bishop's staring competition. So e3, and then we get bishop g7 by Magnus, and then there's the knight f3. So now we get d6. So d6 is actually allowing this black's bishop to come out and pin the knight, as well as creating a strong pawn chain in the center. So after d6, Hikaru plays knight c3. Then we get this black knight developing as well, and now black's ready to castle. We get d4 striking the center by Hikaru. Black castles, and now the best move is d5. But here's what Magnus does. Castling, and then Hikaru missed this opportunity to kick the knight from the center, and he instead played the move bishop e2, which is a fine and excellent move, but you should have gone there. Now rook e8, looking for the center. Maybe you're trying to open the position and start attacking. Now we get this move, which is an inaccuracy. So the best move was a d5, so hitting the knight. Surely if it comes here, maybe you attack it once again, then it'll be kind of stranded. But what happened is that Hikaru took the pawn, which was an inaccuracy marked by the computer. Now the pawn takes, the queens get traded, and we get this move. It's an excellent move, which is like stopping the knight, because if this knight hops in, it will just create some more problems. Now we get e4. It's an excellent move attacking this knight. Now it comes back, and now you can castle, because if you castle, this knight will simply fall. So we get this inaccuracy once again by Magnus, and now there's this best move h3. Maybe you're preparing to go forward and then take the pawn. There's the best move h5. So now you can't really go g4 and kick the bishop out, because there are 1, 2, and 3 pieces defending this square. Now we get a long castle, because as you can't castle short, you have to castle long. Now here's what Magnus does. He plays h4, which is a fine move, but not what computer actually likes. And now Hikaru goes for attacking. Now we get the en passant, great move, because otherwise the bishop is under attack. Magnus recaptures, Hikaru recaptures. We get the knight being centralized, maybe it's ready to jump over there. And now we get the bishop being attacked. So after the bishop retreats, this is actually a free pawn, but Hikaru doesn't take it, he's just attacking more and more. So he attacks the knight and it goes back. So actually in this position, the best move is to go for knight h5. Like this is what Magnus had to do, but what he did, he just retreated the knight to the last rank, and this was a big mistake. And now we can see out of nowhere Hikaru is just winning, because if two Grandmasters are playing and they're like +1 advantage, it's very clear that Hikaru is more likely to win the game. We get the knight taking the pawn and being centralized. Bishop goes here, putting pressure on the knight. Also the rooks are now at a staring contest. An inaccuracy from Hikaru. Now we get this move. I don't know what, like, or move actually. Now we get the rooks being traded. The knight comes back, and there's some mistakes by Hikaru as well. So decentralizing the knight, this was not the right idea at all. The best move was rook d1 maybe, I think. Yes, rook d1 was the best move by the computer, but he centralized the knight, which looks like a very nice human move, but this was not the best thing actually to do. Now we get a miss, because here computer says that Magnus had to take on e4, and then after, let's say knight takes e4, you have to play this check, and now the bishops are seeing each other. Maybe you take, and after takes, and now it's just kind of equal, right? We saw how Hikaru is just winning, but this variation shows that it can possibly be a draw. But what happened actually right here is that he missed this opportunity. So Magnus played this mistake, a miss, so he centralized the knight back, but it was not the right thing to do. Now we get rook d1, and after the rooks are traded, we can see Hikaru is just winning. So get takes, the bishops are traded. Now there's one knight versus bishop versus two knights. This knight gets, it hops in and he's attacking the pawn, putting pressure right here maybe. And the knight comes back, also defending the pawn. Now we're getting this bishop attacking this knight. So you know, these games are very instructive when you watch Grandmasters playing, or let's say super Grandmasters like Hikaru or Magnus. It is very important because you learn a lot of new concepts, you learn a lot of new endgame tactics. So we're gonna see that mastery. Now the bishop goes there, double attacking this pawn where it's defended only once. Goes forward. Now we get this inaccuracy, but it's fine because you have to bring the king up, but you can't necessarily like in this way because it's already taken away. Like the squares are taken away from the king by the knight. So this knight is actually very powerful here in the center of the board. Now king f8 is an inaccuracy. We get a great move. I don't know why, but you know, it's Grandmaster stuff and we're not supposed to understand all of those things. But the best move, now we get this and some shuffles, and Magnus is just losing because he's losing the pawns just one after another. And in an endgame where Hikaru is 2 pawns up, it's just completely not possible for Magnus to manage to draw this game. So we see those things. And now we can see after this trade, there's one knight, one bishop, and Hikaru is up 2 pawns, and Magnus has only 1 second, which is very bad against Hikaru especially, where he has 14 seconds. So let's see. Winner, because Magnus lost on time. So yeah, so the game so far, if we analyze it, Hikaru had a 90% accuracy and Magnus had 87.3.